Thank you very much.
Merci.
Talk to you about responsibility, because responsibility is a headline in all the different renewable energy projects that we do in Denmark and on Samsø. So we hope that we can inspire people by our example to do the right thing, even though there are a lot of barriers or difficulties in the projects. So I'm going to talk to you about Samsø, Denmark's renewable energy island. We have our 1.0 plan to be 100% self-supplied with renewable energy in only a time span of 10 years. And then I'm going to tell you a little about what we're doing now and what we are doing in the not so far future 2.0, where we want to be fossil-free island by 2030. So our first 10-year status, we decided to divide it up in 3 different categories. It is heating, electricity, and transportation. So we started by looking at the heating side and decided to build 4 different district heating plants and on the island, and the 3 down south is using straw from the island, and the one you can see in the picture is using wood chips and solar thermal panels. And actually they are heating up about 75% of the houses on Samsø. The heat is from renewable energy sources. And the biomass that we are using are only from the island, so we are not importing any biomass to the island. We also looked at electricity. We erected 11 1-megawatt wind turbines on land. So 100% of the electricity that we use are from the onshore wind power. We don't have very big companies on Samsø, so it's mainly in personal households we're using our electricity. All these wind turbines are owned by the people living on Samsø. So we don't have any big companies or so on that have ownerships in these wind turbines. Actually, we are about 450 different shareholders. Some own shares for 400 euros and some own a whole wind turbine. And we're also looking at transportation. But we couldn't get the cars and the ferries to run on wind or photovoltaic. So we decided to build these 10 offshore wind turbines, 2.3 megawatts, and sell all the surplus electricity to the mainland of Denmark. So they wouldn't use oil or coal. And then we added up the electricity, so we say that we are CO2 neutral. And this was in 2003, so we cheated a little, but we're working on getting our CO2 emission down in the right way. I will come back to that in a later moment. These wind turbines are also owned by the local people living on Samsø. Actually, 5 of them is bought by the local municipality. So all in all, our first 10-year mission to get self-supplied with 100% renewable energy is reached. We use common tech and existing national framework, so we don't got any subsidies for this. And this is very important because actually we are the 3rd smallest municipality in Denmark. We have upside down demographic pyramids. We have a lot of old people and not many young people that can pay taxes. So if we can, with common tech, existing national framework, the third smallest municipality in Denmark can in 2003 erect the world's largest, at that time, offshore wind turbine park, then probably it could be done elsewhere in the world. But money talks, and we have invested about 60 million euros in these 10 years. About 6 million euros are from different funds in the EU that we got along others that applied for this. But we invested about 65 million euros ourselves. What we did was we divided the wind turbines up in shares, and we talked with the local banks and said, how do we do this? So people living on the island that don't have any money can buy some shares in these wind turbines. And the bank said, okay, we'll buy some shares, and then people can save up, and then when they have saved up to these shares, they get one of these shares actually physical in their hands. So this is Samsø. We have a lot of farming. We have a lot of tourism, about 100,000 tourists a year. And then we have our renewable energy. Actually, over a time span on a year, we sell about 60% of all the green electricity that we are the wind turbines are producing. And this goes way back. It goes all the way back to the Vikings. Samsø is an old Nordic word for gathering island. And all the Vikings living in Denmark, they were meeting up at Samsø, making cooperatives between the different tribes. And actually on the smallest part of the island, the black part, they dug a channel so they could, when the wind was blowing, they could take their boats into the safe harbor. There's a natural harbor on the east side of the island. And this is maybe 1,200 years ago. 400 years ago, all the different small cities on Samsø were owning their own wind turbines. And 30 years ago, people were starting up their own dairies, slaughterhouses in cooperative. The shops are cooperatives. And 10, 15 years ago, we had cooling and freezing houses that were owned by the local community where people were living, and they were buying this house and making it into a freezer before all the normal houses got freezers and refrigerators. So we are very used to owning things together and working together, and probably that we trust each other. So that's why, probably, I don't know, but we don't have any problems with corruption in our part of Europe. So we used to trust each other in this way and owning things together. But where is Samsø? Samsø is actually in the middle of Denmark. So it's natural that we are Denmark's renewable energy because we are the center of Denmark. I don't know if you know Denmark, but you can see here, the next slide, is actually we are also the center of Europe. So, can you guess what the next slide is? We're also the center of the world. So if you ever come to Samsø, you've been to the center of the world. The reason why I'm saying this is because up on Greenland, when we sat down and decided that we want to produce and decide for ourselves with our own energy, we sat down, started talking, and we were saying, we were sorry that the polar bears are walking around in Greenland getting their feet wet because the ice was melting. and the people living down in southern Europe, Africa, they were hitting each other up top of their heads because they couldn't decide the price on oil. So we said, what can we do about that? So we said to ourselves, we are in the center of our own life. Here we can decide, and here we can do something, and maybe inspire people by our example to do some of the same things. So on Samsø we have this saying, if you think local, you can act local. But we had a big barrier. So how could we get the people involved in this project? And why should they buy into it? I don't know if some of you know the word NIMBY, not in my backyard. We have done this the other way around. We have made an expression that called oi oi, only if I own it. So the survival of the island was the first primary reason to be involved in this, because people are moving away because it's very difficult to get jobs over there. So survival of the island was the main reason to participate in this project. We could create more jobs by doing this. We could have a better local economy in these hard economical times. We also could stay independent and decide for ourselves. And we could become CO2 neutral because we want to do something for the environment. And we can use our energy democracy. And the energy democracy is these open meetings where you invite everybody, even though them who are not against the different projects. It's a long process, but in the end result is very good because we don't have any complaints about the wind turbines on Samsø. Because everybody are either owning some of them or know someone who owns some of them. So we don't have any complaints. And the best example is actually the offshore wind turbine park. It was not built the place where it was the cheapest. It was not built the place where the wind blew the most. It was built the place where most people wanted them to be built. So we create a lot of local activity. Of course, we try to keep the money on Samsø. If we have some craftsmen that can build these things, we use the local people to do this. So why is Samsø interesting for you? Well, the craftsmen, they're very happy to be a part of this project because it creates a lot of work for the people living on the island. This is our mayor at the time. The municipality, as I was telling you, was buying 5 of these offshore wind turbines. Actually, they get about 400,000 euros each year they can put into green purposes on Samsø just by investing in this. So they are very happy. The farmers also are very happy because we only use local biomass. So they sell the straw instead of just burning it off on the fields. And they deliver wood chips to the district heating. So they're earning a lot of money. And actually, we have a lot of farmers that have invested in these wind turbines because they had a lot of money at that time, and they were willing to make some risky investments. And this paid off in a very big way. The green people, they would have done something one way or the other, so they are very happy to participate. The daycare, when they were visiting each other, this is a funny little story. They were driving taxis or their own cars, but they say the distances of Samsø are not very big. So if they got some bicycles, they could participate in this project by riding the bikes with the children inside instead of using the car. So we try to involve everybody. The local residents, they also think it's very interesting. And most houses have small PV plants on the roof. The local businesses think it's a very good idea because they get a better local economy. The schools are learning by visiting the academy, Samsø Energy Academy. learning about energy, and we have all our tourism that puts a lot of money into the local society. So everybody is happy. They get something from the project and they put something into the project. So how do we start a project like Samsø? You have this professional energy plan to be self-supplied with renewable energy in 10 years. Very simple. You have a common simple goal, as I was talking about. You include all groups, even though they are against the project. If you have them in the beginning of the project, it's more likely that they will participate at the end. You hold these open meetings, and you use local knowledge when you're going to build things or make something. So passing on our project, we had a lot of visitors, so we had to build this Samsø Energy Academy to host all our professional tourists. We have workshops and seminars there, we have school projects, and we have EU projects mainly on renewable energy all around Europe. We have about 6,000 to 7,000 visitors each year. So this is what we're doing now, and we have reached our goal, so we sat down again and decided we wanted to make our island fossil-free by 2030. So this is the timeline for this. And we have already started. We have ordered this new ferry that runs on LNG, liquefied natural gas. And this is not CO2 neutral, but it's the first step to maybe build a biogas plant on the island so we can make the ferries sail on gas made on Samsø, and that way invest the money in Samsø again. We have electric vehicles. The postal service are run these Mercedes electric vehicles, and the home nurses are also using electric vehicles already. We have municipal photovoltaic plants. This plant is 50 kilowatts. It's on our school. And in 2030, they have put up around 200 kilowatt peaks of photovoltaic already. We're trying to make a green golf course, no chemicals, and all the lawnmowers and golf cars are running on PVs. The roof on this lawnmower is PV, so it runs on batteries. And the municipality says that we have to use energy savings in our buildings. So when you build a new house on Samsø, it has to be low energy, and you have to think about how you build it. We're also building this new hotel. You can see the academy up in the left corner, because we have a lot of visitors, and the academy is almost too small now. We are looking at biogas, waste management, electric cars. We have our goal, 50% of the car pool in 2020 have to be electric. We are looking at organic farming. We are phasing out all oil furnaces, and we're looking at intelligent energy consumption. So we go back to the word responsibility, and if you divide this up in two, you have the ability to respond. And if you have the ability, then in our opinion on Samsø, you have an obligation to respond. So when you have the ability to do this, you can maybe in your local area make some example that can inspire others. So thank you very much for your attention. If you
Thank you very much.